Welcome to my channel, Serenity Tarot. This is the never-ending story of Aries. Aries, this will be your June 19th daily reading. So this reading could happen a couple days before or a couple days behind. As a general reading, energies can flip sides, but you'll either know where you're at or you won't, in which case this isn't your reading. Just check out my daily YouTube shorts to find out when I pick you up again. All right, let's get going. This is a pretty interesting reading. So here we got 3 different people, at least, in this reading. Your environment is the Queen of Pentacles. I believe you to be the Queen of Wands. And the King of Cups is crossing you. In the past, you had this wish fulfillment. You had this hope, this creativity, this serenity. And unfortunately, in the future, you're going to be in more of a rest and recovery phase. And I think that's because, you know, the world is in reverse. So you could be not making a decision to progress or being held back. But we'll clarify and try and figure out what's going on here. Clarify the world. The world is in regards to something in the past with your family. And here's you again. Okay, so your family in the past, you had this great new idea. And you were ready to jump in. But the world is in reverse. And I really think that's because you have maybe multiple options and you're just not choosing one. So here they are suggesting that you get out of maybe your head these sleepless nights, because they suggest you make an offer, an emotional offer, to, I think, one of these 2 different environments. So let's get that King of Cups figured out. The King of Cups is being clarified now by the Hangman. Could be a Pisces, could be Scorpio, Cancer. And the Hangman is talking about somebody who's hanging back. Honestly, this is a perfectly normal Pisces energy. And they are just trying to figure out what they want to do next. Queen of Pentacles in your environment is the Empress in reverse. Taurus, Capricorn. And they as well, or this is you, the Page of Wands probably. I'm going to take you as all the wands. You and a Taurus, and this is a very nurturing, loving individual, but I don't know if you're necessarily moving forward with, honestly, any of these options. I think you want to move forward with all of these options. And the 7 of Wands is them holding their ground. They are a very nurturing, loving individual. I do not feel like they're in that mood right now. And that could be because they're holding their ground with you. So let's get that 4 of Swords in the future. Justice, could be a Libra. King of Swords, another air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. on the Five of Cups. So this is talking about moving on in the future from emotional despair, you know, and it may have been because of an air sign in the past where there was somebody who wasn't being a good person. Like, you have to understand, everybody in this reading is in the upright, right? So the King of Swords is in the reverse. So this is somebody that wasn't thinking well. Maybe this is bad communication, but this is justice, you know, for this situation that was occurring in the past. And Eight of Cups is at the bottom of this deck, so that's talking about moving on. Let's get advice. The Death in reverse is talking about not letting something come to an end. Could be with a water sign, Scorpio specifically.
This will be the never-ending story of Libra.
Libra, this will be your June 19th daily reading. This is a general reading. Energies can flip sides. Could happen a couple days before or a couple days behind. So just take what works and leave the rest behind. So true to your air sign, there is a lot of air in this reading. In the past, the Four of Cups. This is about you getting over despair, moving on, and trying to seize opportunities. In your environment right now is the Ten of Swords. So this is about getting over and rising above, like, problems. As a general reading, this is going to be two different ways. This environment, if you don't have anybody in your environment right now, this is you trying to move on from what's in your head, okay? But if there are other people in your environment, then this could be them trying to rise above problems. Now, I say that because the Nine of Swords is in your head. And this is really talking about, you know, hopelessness, despair. I mean, a lack of creativity. And considering what's going on, that makes sense. I think you're focusing on the negative. But I think this reading is to say, you know, there's a good idea out there. So in the future, the Ace of Wands is in reverse. This is bad news. Anyway, you can change your future. Hopefully this reading will help. So let's figure out what this great idea is that's crossing you. The Ace of Swords. This could be communication, especially with your environment. Delayed news, potentially. Could be with a Pisces. Somebody's not using their intuition. This could be a very desirable person. So the Nine of Pentacles is in reverse. Somebody that's very insecure, needy, financially. So Let's get that Nine of Swords clarified in your head. So you're thinking about either two other people or you're one of these people. And the other person is either a fire sign or a water sign. And, you know, this is just not working out. And I think you guys want something very traditional, such as a marriage, maybe an institution where you guys can work together and give each other good advice. But we're going to have to clarify that a little bit more. One more card. Okay, so this is Temperance. This is the Ten of Pentacles. So this is about your wish fulfillment. This is about your happiness. It's just two people are not on the same side right now within a marriage, I think. This is enough cards to say this is probably a marriage. And that with Temperance here, this could actually be soulmates. We haven't got all those cards yet, but that explains why this is such a hard mental burden for you. You don't feel like you have the resources with the Starman to fix this situation. And the Ten of Swords, let's clarify that. What is your environment? All right, Ten of Swords is not wanting to be clarified. So let's go ahead and try and clarify the Ace of Wands. Clarify the Ace of Wands. This is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. A little bit more. And the Knight of Cups. So this is an emotional offer, and you wanted in the past to seize this opportunity. But in the future, this is bad news. It's not, there's no passion. There's not a passionate new start. I mean, somebody feels like they were left out in the cold. Let's get advice. The High Priestess is the advice. So the High Priestess was clarifying the crossing energy. I think it's saying that you need to go like within and really figure out how you want to proceed, how you want to go forward. Use your intuition.
This will be the never-ending story of
Sagittarius, this will be your June 19th daily reading. This is a general reading. Energies can flip sides. Could happen a couple days before or a couple days behind. So just take what works and leave the rest behind. In your past, could have been an Aries. This is the Fool. Somebody with lots of fire just really wanted to jump in and have a free new start, maybe even travel. And I mean, this may be a lack of commitment, but this is a typical fire sign, just wanting to have a lot of fun. Right now in your heart, I think you're worried about finances. I don't know if you feel very secure right now. Maybe you feel like somebody left you out in the cold. This is your environment. The Moon in reverse. I mean, this could be another Pisces, or this could be speaking about like the light being shown, and you seeing something that you didn't see before in the past. Nine of Pentacles is the crossing energy. So this is what the Five of Pentacles is not, you know? This is a stable, financially capable individual. Why is the Nine of Pentacles crossing today? This is independence, somebody that might be single. Could be an earth sign. Yeah, this is what's going on in your head right now. Yeah, you're thinking about this. And this is about going out and having a party. Reunions, happy times with other people. Ooh, way too many cards. So this is you emerging from a point of rest and recovery so that you can go out, you know, and have lots of fun. And that's what this is in this crossing energy, is probably somebody that you met while going out and having these reunions, and they probably, you know, they were single and financially secure. So let's look at this Five of Pentacles that you're thinking about. I mean, this is what's sitting in your heart. You feel like somebody left you out in the cold. Maybe that's the Aries in the past. Clarify the Five of Pentacles, please. Yeah, so this is you. And this is the Page. You just wanted to jump in. And you know, unless you're dealing with an Aries, i.e. another fire sign, this is either you wanting to just jump in and have a new start, or this is the fire sign from the past. Clarify that Five of Pentacles a little bit more. This is a new start. You know, every once in a while you just got to take a financial blow for a new start. And then the Judgment is in your future, which makes perfect sense because this is like self-evaluation, awakening, maybe some homesickness, but it's like forgiveness. And so the Moon in reverse. Let's clarify that. All right, so this is a fire sign. Yay. So the Wheel of Fortune. This is just talking about time. What goes up will come down. Time will move on. You know, the changing of the seasons. And so you will have a new start. A new passionate one. And I think it's, you know, you're worried about your finances today. But don't worry. In the future is Judgment. So let's clarify Judgment. That is the Four of Wands in reverse. And here you are. So let's see one more card before I speak to it. One more card. Okay, so this is about going off and traveling. Instead of really staying home, maybe with a family or something like this, this really is talking about independence, having that passion to move forward, and, you know, taking the financial hit in order to go on this, you know, path of judgment and self-evaluation and awakening. Let's get clarification, or let's get advice. This is the Two of Cups, but this is in reverse. So clearly this is between you and someone else. But I think it's saying that maybe you need to go on your own journey right now.
This will be the never-ending story of Aquarius.
Aquarius, this will be your June 19th daily reading. This is a general reading. Energies can flip sides. Could happen a couple days before or a couple days behind. So just take what works and leave the rest behind. Oh, nice, Aquarius. Oh my gosh. You're acing it. Well done. Aquarius, this is an obvious continuation of your June 17th reading. And I think this reading is fantastic. I almost don't want to clarify anything because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up. But we will do that anyway. Now, y'all are probably sitting there going, well, the death is in this reading. How could this possibly be a good reading? Well, it's because, you know, the death can mean various different things. But spiritual transformation is the way that I consider it. It's not a death, literally. All Aquariuses are not about to die on June 19th, right? So what's happening here is the ending of something in the past and the beginning of something new. And the wheel is here to remind us that in your environment, time will go on. What goes up does come down. And this is potentially that good karma that you need to propel yourself forward. This is destiny. And the Starman, you have all, this is a magician, by the way. The Starman in this deck is the magician. And this is talking about having all of the tools necessary to get your job done. So in your last reading, the magician was sitting in this very location as well. So this is just talking about you moving forward with what you consider to be your passion. This is emotional security. In the future is the Hierophant. And we'll clarify, could be a marriage, but it's a traditional institution. Could be religious, but it could also be like a work situation. And this is a positive in the upright. I think this is indicating that you're gonna follow a very traditional route moving forward. In the past, the moon. I actually gave you the advice of the moon in your last reading. So this is talking about that deep dive that I was suggesting you go on in your last reading. And just to clarify a little bit more, for all of you that haven't seen that reading yet, this is talking about your dreams, your illusions, your insecurities, your subconscious. Because once you can't release fears and anxieties because you don't know of them. This is talking about the dark, hiding those things from you. So once you identify them, you can release them. You can kill the death, you know, you can end the negative cycle. So, like I said, I don't want to clarify this, but I will. The Hierophant in the future. So the Eight of Wands was in your last reading. The King of Pentacles was in your last reading. Everybody was in your last reading. So this is talking about fast-paced movement ahead to make financial security. You have this emotional security. This financial security is, I think, what's coming next. Let's get a little bit more clarity. The Tower. So that's very reminiscent of the death, right? So the Tower is talking about faulty foundation that needs to come down. And in order for you to rebuild, you know, you gotta move all the junk out of the way. Now, the Tower is, in my opinion, a worse card to get than the death. And that's because this is utter destruction. Nobody wants to lose their house and have it, you know, fall, all the house of cards potentially falling around you. So that has something to do with the moon, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and get it. Could be a Pisces, could be a Cancer, could be a Scorpio. Yeah, so all of these people were in your last reading. Like I said, everybody showed up in your last reading. So this could be insecurities that are emotional, insecurities that are financial. And this is talking about a union of some sort, such as a family or potentially a group of people in the community getting together to bring your talents and make better things, to release. Because this is, the moon is talking about finding those anxieties and releasing them. And being in the past, I think that you've done that. You have the tools necessary. This is karma. Let's get that wheel. Figure that out. I see this as past behavior that is being dumped effectively. The devil in reverse clarifies that as well. Past behavior that might have been addictions, dependencies, but in the reverse, this is talking about releasing them. Now, in your last reading, you had so many people in your environment, and this, the wheel in your environment, I don't think this would necessarily speak to an individual so much as this is talking about your environment being, the changing of the seasons, time moving on. And what goes up comes down, and you've identified, I think, in the past, these insecurities, these devils, and you want to release them today. So the Death. High Priestess, Lovers in reverse, Ace of Swords, King of Wands. Once again, the King of Wands was in your last reading as well. So once again, this could be a Pisces or a Gemini. And this is speaking of not having those soulmates, that soulmate relationship, and maybe bringing it to an end. It's not to say that it isn't necessarily a soulmate we're talking about. It could be your soulmate, but in the reverse, this is talking about unhappy unions, things not working out. But I think you know of some good news that could be this restart. Last reading was all about aces, so this is more of that ace reading. And the King of Wands is potentially one of the other people that you're dealing with because you're an air sign. So the King of Wands is a dependable leader that can move you into the future. But the High Priestess in reverse may indicate that there's some sort of intuition that is potentially missing. I mean, the moon in the past is talking about illusions, fears, things that are hidden. And that lack of that intuition in the reverse is probably reaffirming that. So let's get your advice for today's reading. What is Aquarius's advice? The Death. So unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, the Death, which is your crossing energy, is your advice. And I know that nobody necessarily wants to get the Death as advice, but this is an indication that you should allow the ending to come so that you can move forward and create a new beginning.
Thanks for watching my channel, Serenity Tarot. If you want to see more of my content, like and subscribe. Be sure to tune in to see more daily, monthly, love and career readings. And check out my playlists if you want to see content for a specific sign. See you next time.